If they win both, and I say if because it is never a guarantee, but if they win both, they go ahead of Arsenal with 1 point. They still have to play each other in not so long, in 2 days' time, because on Wednesday, Arsenal will be playing Manchester City in what could be the Premier League title decider. Could be is the important term, because in my own opinion, I do believe, and I do think, and I say this again with no fear of contradiction, that Arsenal will not win the Premier League. I call them Arsenal. You could decide to call them December Premier League champions. As well, you could call them Social Media FC. They've been all over the place, jumping up and down, using all manner of words against supporters of Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool. I don't talk about Tottenham because Tottenham are currently languishing. But just to stay away from the English Premier League, kidogo too, because I want to touch on that and emphasize on that much more later on, as we come to the end of this show. Last week, on Tuesday, Eliud Kipchoge raced in the Boston Marathon but finished 6th. Now, yesterday, he served as the starter of the London Marathon, which Kevin Kiptum did win. Kevin Kiptum, by the way, did set a course record for the London Marathon, crossing the finish line after 2 hours, 1 minute, and 27 seconds. I tell you what, it is not only the fastest time in regards to the course, breaking the course record, but as well, Kevin Kiptum set the 2nd fastest time in the marathons. We know that the world record is being held by Eliud Kipchoge. And if you looked at Kelvin Kiptum very, very well in that particular race, from start to finish, he was energetic. And it gave us a glimpse of what Kipchoge used to do while he was at the age of Kevin Kiptum, who is 23 years old. And if at all Kiptum can maintain his standards, we are certain, and I have to say I am certain, I don't know about you, but I'm certain that Kenya will be dominating the world of athletics, especially in marathon, for the next 10, 20 years yet again. Remember in that race, Mo Farah participated, but he was nowhere near the top 5. No, forget about the top 5. He was not even on the podium. But Kiptum, of course, came first, and Geoffrey Kamworor came 2nd. Kenya took position 1 and position 2, which was a wonderful result for us as a country. In the women category, we lost to Sifan Hassan, who was from the Netherlands, and Perez Chepchirchir came 3rd. Now, let me just talk for a minute about Sifan Hassan. Sifan Hassan, if we're not careful, will take the throne and will be considered as the greatest ever female long-distance runner. What is done on the track, he's been doing 1,500 meters, he's been doing 5,000 meters, he's been doing 10,000 meters, and now she's in the marathon. And she won the London Marathon yesterday. Resilience and hard work. We do know that the only Kenyan athlete was been posing as a challenge, and by the way, they've been racing together, competing for a long time with Faith Kipyegon. But Kipyegon has always emerged supreme against Sifan Hassan. But tell you what, I can tell you this very confidently, that Sifan Hassan is on course to becoming the greatest long-distance female athlete of all time. We talk about Kipchoge being the greatest long-distance runner of all time. That to me is undisputed. We cannot even argue about that. But Sifan Hassan is on track to becoming one of the greatest female athletes in the history, long-distance athletes in the history of athletics in the world. And like I said, we took position 1 and 2. Kevin Kiptum 1, Kamworor was 2nd, and of course, 3rd place. In the 3rd place was Tamirat Tola of Ethiopia. We know for a while we've been battling with Ethiopians for there's been supremacy battles between Kenya and Ethiopia for the throne in the marathon, and as expected, supporters and many Kenyans, residents of Uasin Gishu County, thronged the northrift city of Eldoret to watch their sons participating in the London Marathon. Of course, their photos on the Daily Nation today, and the watch party was, of course, led by the chief executive for sports in the Uasin Gishu County government, that is Lucy, and of course a former executive for finance in the county government and the current member of parliament for KSS, that is CPA Julius Ruto. And it's safe to say the athletes did make us proud. Yeah, from athletics, the secondary school games start today in Eldoret. Tomorrow in Eldoret. And of course, many teams are battling for different titles. But here on the standard today, there are certain teams that we've been, teams to keep tabs on in regards to various sports. And one of them is in matters handball, that is Hospital Hill High School, Dr. Agri High School, still on matters handball. Tell you what, I'll finish with this. But Keitany High School has been, dubbed to be, the favorites in matters rugby 15s, but not so easy. They'll be battling it out with St. Patrick's High School 10. I say this with a big smile on my face because that is my home school, St. Patrick's High School 10. I do hope that the mighty St. Patrick's High School can dethrone Kisii Boys High School in matters rugby. There's of course St. Anthony's Boys High School in matters hockey, as well as St. Joseph's Girls and St. Charles Luanga. In matters handball as well, in the girls category, is Moi Girls High School Kamusina were one of the favorites to win the national title. Remember, the national games kickstart tomorrow, like I said, in the city of Eldoret, or in the town of Eldoret. Eldoret is yet to become a city, by the way. The only city that has been ratified in the northern region is Nakuru, but Eldoret is on course to becoming a city pretty soon. But as for now, it's still a town, I'd say a town. But the games start tomorrow on the 25th of April to the 29th of April. That is on Saturday at what has been the town that is termed as the City of Champions. Now, moving away from local sports, onto the European scene. And Napoli, who are leading the race for the Scudetto in Italy, did score a late winner, courtesy of Raspadori, in the 86th minute against Juventus. To, of course, extend their lead in the Italian Serie A. And just so you know, Napoli will be declared Serie A title winners, the Scudetto winners, if at all they win next weekend at home to Salernitana, and Lazio draw points away at Inter Milan. And just so you know, by the way, some of the results in the Serie A this weekend: Inter Milan did win 3-0. AC Milan did win 2-0 against Lecce, and Inter Milan, by the way, won against Empoli. Juventus, like I said, lost to Napoli 1-0. Today, one of the biggest battles in the race for Champions League places in the Italian Serie A is that AS Roma will be playing against Atalanta. AS Roma is 4th on the log with 56 points, and Atalanta is 7th on the log with 49 points. This is a game of much significance to AS Roma because, as we do know, Juventus were, 15 points were deducted from Juventus, but those points were reinstated. This now means that Juventus are back to 3rd place with 59 points, and like I said, Napoli are leading the way with 78 points. Lazio coming 2nd with 61 points. Juventus are 3rd with 59 points. Roma, that is AS Roma, who played 30 games, are 4th with 56 points, of course, followed by AC Milan, who are 5th with 56 points from 31 games. That means if the level on points by the way with AS Roma, Roma do have a better goal difference of 16 with AC Milan on 14. Remember, AC Milan have played one more game as compared to AS Roma. We move to, of course, the Spanish La Liga. And Barcelona did win yesterday against Atletico Madrid to extend their lead and tighten their grip on the standings of the Spanish La Liga. Barcelona, you want to say the champions-elect of that league. They do lead with 76 points from 30 games. Real Madrid coming second with 65 points from 30 games. Atletico Madrid third with 60 points from 30 games as well. And Real Sociedad sitting fourth with 54 points from 30 games. And as well in that league, the race for Champions League places is getting even more tastier because with 8 games to go, Atletico Bilbao, Villarreal, Real Betis and Real Sociedad are all battling for the fourth and last seed to get to the Champions League. And we'll be waiting to see, but I do believe, and I want to believe that Barcelona will eventually win that particular title. Just some of the results over the weekend is that Bilbao won 2-1 against Almeria. Valencia won 2-0 against Elche. Barcelona, like I said, won 1-0 against Atletico de Madrid. Real Madrid won 2-0 against Celta Vigo. And this pains me to say, but a seemingly resurgent Sevilla did win 2-1 against Villarreal in a game played yesterday. Now, on to the toughest league across Europe. That is the English Premier League. Now, a lot of matches were played over the weekend, but the outstanding match, I don't want to talk about Arsenal, but the outstanding match was Newcastle, who thrashed Tottenham Hotspur 6-1. 5 goals in 21 minutes. Hiyo klabu ya Tottenham kidogo mambo yamekwenda sege mnege. And that was a tough game, as you know, it was expected to be a tough game, but it ended up being one of the easiest games for Newcastle because the race for fourth place is getting even tasty because Manchester United, Tottenham, and Newcastle are all battling for position 4, for third and fourth respectively in the league. And Newcastle thrashed Tottenham, like I said, 6-1 with goals from Joelinton, Callum Wilson, and Jacob Murphy and Alexander Isak scoring braces each, with Harry Kane scoring the consolation goal for Tottenham yesterday. Now, I don't talk about the title race. And Manchester City did not play over the weekend. They were playing in the semi-final of the FA Cup, which they won 3-0 against Sheffield United, who were relegated into the Championship last season. They won 3-0 courtesy of Riyad Mahrez's hat-trick, the first hat-trick in an FA Cup semi-final for the first time since 1958. But Arsenal was supposed to win their game to, of course, extend their lead and give them an advantage ahead of Wednesday's Premier League clash against defending champions Manchester City. But what did Arsenal decide to do? Typical Arsenal drew 3-3 against Southampton. And we were here last week talking about Arsenal and their performance with Simba Charles Kiage. And I know he's watching me. And Simba, I want to tell you this, and all Arsenal fans across the globe. I've said this since January, through to February, through to March. We are in April. Ending April, by the way, the last week of April. I want to say this again, categorically. Arsenal are not going to win the league. Remember, they play Manchester City on Wednesday. And like I said, the gap is 5 points. Man City do have 2 games in hand. Newcastle City in third after playing 31 games with 59 points. Manchester United, the mighty Manchester United, are fourth with 59 points, but having played a game less as compared to Newcastle. Tottenham are fifth with 53 points, having played 2 more games than 4th placed Man United. It's safe to say imeenda for Tottenham, imeenda. Sioni kama wataweza kufuzu kwenye ama kuingia katika michuano ya klabu bingwa bara Ulaya msimu ujao, lakini mambo ni kama hayo. Remember, Manchester United did win yesterday. Post-match penalty shootouts against Brighton to advance to the finals of the FA Cup. And again, I'm having a field day. Simba hawezi sema mengi sana. Is that for the second time this season, Manchester United are heading to Wembley for yet another final. The big question is, as Arsenal or Chelsea played at Wembley this season in a semi-final or final? The answer is as good. Your guess is as good as mine, and the answer is no. United will be playing against Manchester City in the first ever Manchester derby in the FA Cup final on the 2nd of June 2023, in, safe to say, a month and a week from now. Tough times, tense moments. I was tensed by the day yesterday before Solimash skied his penalty, and Iceman Victor Lindelof converted from the spot to give United a chance to lift yet another silverware. It's safe to say that in his first season as Manchester United manager, Erik ten Hag has done wonders, lifted the Carabao Cup, and is now on course to lift the FA Cup, if at all. He will, of course, overpower their city rivals, Manchester City. With that, we've come to the end of the morning drift this morning, the 24th of April 2023. Thank you so much for joining me. Join us again tomorrow for what will be making headlines across the country and what will be happening not only this week, but as well what will be happening today. Be sure to read our stories on www.lookuptv.co.ke to get updates on what is happening across the country. And as well, stay tuned for bulletin at 1 p.m, updates at 4 p.m, and of course, Lookup Tarifa at 7 p.m, and Lookup News at 9 p.m. Thank you so much for joining us today. Do have a great day, and God bless.